Good job on the safety.
Name's Jeff, and getting familiar with shooting. I've shot a little bit my entire life, but never professionally like these guys. Learning the fundamentals, yeah. Same story with rifle. Yeah, I've had an AR for 10 years. I've never shot it until today. So it should be fun.
Let's start going over our stance, our grip, and all that fun stuff to set us up for success. Because chances are right now with, baseline knowledge, you'll send rounds down range, but can we send them accurately over and over and over again, right? Mm-hmm. That's going to be our main thing. So we'll actually come over to the table, take a look at some of these Culper guns.
Think there's any benefit to starting with what the platform I'm familiar with?
If you want to,
or do I just better just to go right after it?
So the foundation is still going to be the same, right?
Yeah.
Your grip and your trigger control are all going to be the same no matter what platform you go for. Mm-hmm. So if you want to get a few rounds with that Smith & Wesson, that's totally fine. We can do that. Or if you want to get straight into, okay, let's get into something that I'm curious about that I might be pursuing later, that's totally fine too.
I'll lean on you for that.
Okay. Yeah, let's
start fresh.
Start fresh, just for the sake of having extra rounds too.
Yeah.
I mean, 17's a lot better than 8.
Yeah.
We're gonna go over our stance first. Just like, do you play sports growing up? I can't remember.
Yeah.
What sports?
Baseball.
Baseball? Okay, so you know what an athletic stance looks like. Yeah. And you're in the gym all the time, so you know, when we're doing snatches or clean and jerks, we don't want to be standing straight up, right? When we catch that in the front rack, we want to be underneath, have our hips underneath of us. Uh-huh. The only difference here is, like I played offensive defensive line, so I'm used to dropping that foot back a little bit, as I'm sure you would be, like getting up in the batter's box, getting ready to knock a home run because you're big and strong. But I want my feet about hip width apart or so.
Okay.
And then all I'm going to do is drop that right foot back, that right toe, and put it about in line with my left heel, right?
Okay.
The other thing, like when we go for a split jerk or something like that, I don't want my foot to be out like this, right?
No. Yeah.
I want to be in line. In this world, it's to square us up to the target, right? So our natural point of aim when we end up going for whatever we're going to do, double check, cool. As we present towards the target, our hips are in line with the target. And this will come into play definitely for rifle later. If your back foot is opened up, it opens up your hips this way. Mm. So you can make accurate shots, but you're almost going to be fighting that recoil back this way rather than when your hips are squared up towards the target. It's going to be much more predictable going up and down. So let's say I don't have as high of a grip and I don't have good wrist tension, okay? Uh-huh. Watch what the gun does. Now, if I fire again, it's probably going over the top of the target, right?
Yeah.
So what do I want to do? Well, let's go and raise that grip up so there's not as much, for the gun or there's more for the gun to push against, but I'm not going to have quite as good a wrist tension as I should, okay? A little bit better,
a little better.
Right? Now I'm going to go full wrist tension.
Oh, yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
So I could sit here and just, with that wrist tension, and have about a golf ball size group or so, just one round. Oh, that looked pretty good. Okay, not bad.
Little rise.
There you go. Better. Yeah, go and add that wrist tension like I should.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit different. Okay, set of 5. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice job. Nice, 141, stand by. Nice, 1, 2, 2. Stand by. Oh, 111 and still clean.
Your stock right here, adjustable. Generally for all these different types, you press in right here. Do it a bunch of different ways, but we really like our sling mounted here and here on the rifle because it's going to allow for a lot more maneuverability, which you'll see when we actually start shooting. That little chunk right in there. If you can kind of see in there. If I press, it releases it. Yeah, he's crushing it. So now you can look at some of those further targets.
Oh yeah.
And you're going to be able to see a lot more deeper into the range, yeah?
Oh yeah. I think I want to start with just a simple red dot.
You want to run a red dot?
Yeah.
All right, so what I'm thinking we do is I'm thinking we toss this red dot onto your rifle.
Oh,
So what's really nice about this one, also it's not ideal to have it on the delt because it can roll back and forth on the surface.
Yeah.
Where now you're encapsulated between your big ass pecs and your big ass delts.
You're grabbing it with your shoulder.
This man's huge.
Tarps off, boys.
So what I'd like to do now is 5 rounds at your own pace.
Okay.
Just making sure that recoil control is consistent and predictable.
Okay.
Because you can't shoot fast and accurate if you don't know that dot's going to come back every single time.
Right.
Kind of like what we talked about at lunch. And just feeling out shooting the rifle. I know it's pretty new. Let's do it again.
Okay.
5. Get that between that pec and that delt. Pretty decent. Tuck that elbow a little bit. There you go.
All right. Here we go.
That was better. How'd that feel?
Yeah, it felt way better.
Yeah, you made a little adjustment. You kind of did this 2 rounds in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, nice.
Getting
nice.
that muscle memory.
Yeah. All right, 5 more. Ramp it up a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of that pace.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So now you felt you had to do a little bit more with the shoulder at a faster rate of fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're learning it. We're learning it.
Getting there.
Pressure, money. Yeah. Nice, good. Nice. So is that a lot more predictable recoil pattern?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just because you're more square behind the rifle. Even just that little bit of being open, it's gonna cause that muzzle to come up and right.
Yeah.
Try it with the magnification. Try that out.
Okay.
Move.
There we go.
Yeah, but see how you ended up? Not ideal, right? So stock, centered up. Yeah, you were all the way out here.
I was.
Yeah, all right, let's do it again. Let's do it. Move. Smooth into it.
Yeah, buddy.
Hell yeah. That was legit. Damn. It's just that getting into position, which is getting tough for you.
Yeah, well, I always find the outside of my shoulder and have to move it over, right?
Hey, that's good. You're being mindful of that though, you know?
Yes.
Good muzzle awareness. Good job. Oh, this is a better one. Yeah, that was good. Again, 5 yards left. Ready, move. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. So you did it without even me telling you. I was about to tell you. So because you're getting more comfortable, that time you're like, okay, 5 yards left. Boom, you looked, then you kept your eyes back down range. Do you see how much easier it was to get on the target? Yeah, just like with your pistol, right? When you draw the pistol, you don't look down at the pistol, then bring it up to the target, right? So keeping your eyes on the target, especially when you move, is gonna be huge. All right, y'all, we got Jeff and Will here. We just had an awesome private training session all day with Jeff. Pistol, rifle, all the things. Jeff's a little bit newer, but yeah, so Jeff, tell us about your experience training with us one-on-one.
Just the amount of detail you go into, the fundamentals, the baseline you reach for is solid. Just solid.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Learn how to train.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, love that. Yeah, so Will spent most of the morning with you. We went over the pistol fundamentals, safety, all that. What's your main takeaway and what's your feedback for Will on the class this morning?
Man, a lot of info, explained really well. Just dumbed it down for me. It was awesome.
Okay.
That's how I learn best. So that's how I translate that information.
You put it in my terms and made me understand, and yeah, worked on that. The fundamentals is huge. Made things way easier.
Nice.
That's something that I always try to do whenever I kind of approach a one-on-one or any class really. I try to put it in terms that you can understand better. I know, you're real active with us at Performance and Recovery Group. I know you're a big gym guy, so I tried to put it into terms like the split jerk for your stance and things like that. And I'm glad that helped.
Oh, it helped.
I'm really glad that helped. And then I try to, relate it to, athletics. Like I asked you, you said baseball, right? You used to play baseball. So getting a nice athletic stance, something like you're ready to field a ground ball or something like that, rather than standing straight up and letting the recoil push you around. And you responded well to it. You absolutely crushed it on the pistol. You crushed the whole day. The whole day. But
yeah, it all transferred. The knowledge, relating it to something I'm familiar with helped a lot. Yeah,
good,
nice,
good.
Dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And now you're feeling real confident with the 365, so
yeah,
you're going to be upgrading to one of those.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so then for the second half of the day, we went to lunch, and then we came back, did some rifle. The rifle, there's a lot more moving parts, a lot more components, so we did a big gear breakdown with you. It showed you a bunch of different rifles, what to like about them, what we don't like about them, what we'd suggest. You got to play with all the different stuff. What did you think about that, talking about the equipment?
That's been the most intimidating thing about the rifles, just all the stuff you put on them.
Okay.
Personal preference, it's hard to find one when you don't even know where to start. So,
yeah,
to see everything that's available and then to see them up close and actually get to try it is huge.
Okay,
when
nice.
You go to build your own gun, especially, so.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And then we did a bunch of standing fundamentals, and then we did a bunch of movement into that standing position, because you're an athletic guy, and I know you like to be athletic, move around, be dynamic. So what did you think about the rifle skills portion?
It's harder than it looks.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, harder than it looks. It was awesome, though. It's a lot more to it, and to try to get that muscle memory is huge.
Awesome. So yeah, my feedback for you were you're an amazing student. Like Will was saying, Jeff's a member of Performance and Recovery Group, so you do awesome there. You're one of our superstars, so we knew you'd do well in the range. Barely any experience at all, and you showed up and completely crushed it because you're super coachable. So I really love training with you. We'd love to have you back. But yeah, any other feedback about the class?
It's a good time. Get out here and do it.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Thanks, brother. But yeah, if you want to be a badass like Jeff, hit us up and we'll train with you. It'll be great. Hell yeah. Have a good one. California, y'all have asked and we have finally delivered. Tactical Cowboy is going to be coming to California in Q3 and Q4 of this year and a little bit into next year, and we're probably going to go there all the time because y'all have an amazing community. We got a bunch of amazing classes, meet and greet events, fitness and tactical shooting classes. It's going to be awesome. Hit the website, hit us up, email, DM, text me, call me, whatever you guys need. We're really excited. We're going to be doing a lot of classes in the LA area at MB Tactical. Look them up. We're going to see you there. It's going to be badass. Boom, let's go.